to catch you up to speed on this story, which is actually about Thanksgiving. My first son was due November 22nd, which was that year Thanksgiving was November 23rd. So he was going to be, his due date was the day before Thanksgiving. And as I got closer to my due date, everybody started taking bets about when the baby would actually be born. And people were saying, oh, he won't be born until December, he's going to be early. And Dustin, my husband, said, he's going to be born on November 22nd, that's what the doctor said, right? And we all rolled our eyes like, Dustin, babies aren't born on their due date. And then there's my mother-in-law, who thinks that Dustin is everything, and told me that our wedding was like a funeral for her. And if you want my mother-in-law to pay attention to anything, you drop the word Dustin. I could say to her that I just dropped 50 pounds and broke a 50-pound weight and broke all the bones of my foot, and she would say, uh-huh. And then if I said, Dustin likes licorice, she would be like, oh, what's that did you just say? Dustin likes licorice, really? So putting these two together, as soon as my mother-in-law heard that Dustin thought that the baby was going to be born on its due date, whenever anybody asked, when is the baby going to be born, his mom would say, well, Dustin says that it's going to be born on November 22nd. No longer was it the doctor, now it was what Dustin said. So we were living at my parents' house at this time for lots of various reasons. And if you've ever lived with anybody who's 9 months pregnant, or you've been 9 months pregnant, you know you're just this side of psychotic. And that was kind of the point I was at. And my mom decided on a whim, the week before Thanksgiving, the week before my due date, she said, why don't I invite all the Smileys down for Thanksgiving? Because they live 3 hours away. And I was thinking, really, I don't know, Mom, I'm pregnant, I may have just had a baby, but it wasn't my house, so it wasn't my decision. And Dustin's mom, who overdoes everything, one time he said he wanted to start collecting tools when we had our first house. And so she said, oh great, I'll get you some tools. And she sent him literally a big box whose name was, all the tools you'll ever need. Done. He had all of his tools. So she overdoes everything. And when we invited her to Thanksgiving, she said, well, you guys are going to be so busy, I'll just make everything and I'll bring it from DC. I'll drive it down. You know, who comes to Thanksgiving and brings all the food? This irritated me endlessly. But I said, whatever. As long as you don't make the pecan pie, because that's Dustin's favorite, and I want to make it for him. And of course she said, pecan pie is Dustin's favorite? Well, you're going to either be pregnant or just had a baby, so I should make that. And of course between the lines was, I'm his mom, I should make the pie. And I was psychotic and close to having the baby, and I said, no, I'd like to make the pecan pie because I do this for him every year. So we had this food tug-of-war going on for about a week, where she would say, Sarah, really, I'll make the pecan pie. I'm making everything else, so I might as well. No. And of course to my friends and to Dustin, I said, well, actually, no, Dustin didn't know about it. I said to my friends, over my dead body, she will make this pecan pie. I'm going to make the pecan pie, even if I just literally had the baby. I had all the stuff prepared to make the pecan pie, and the night of November 21st, went to bed, feeling a little funny, woke up at 2 in the morning, November 22nd, my due date, and we were in my parents' guest bedroom, and I woke up Dustin and I said, I think I'm going to have the baby today. And he's like, of course you are, it's your due date. And we go to the hospital at like 4 in the morning, and things happened really quickly. And I was in active labor, not just like waiting to be admitted, not waiting for things to quicken. I was actually in labor, swearing that the doctor let me go ahead and have this baby. And Dustin says, you know, maybe I should call my mom and tell her that you're about to have the baby. So he calls her and he wakes her up, because it's like 5 in the morning at this time, or 6 in the morning. And he says, Mom, I just want to let you know that Sarah went into labor and we're in the hospital and your first grandson's about to be born. And what I hear from the phone is, wah, 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 wah. But I knew what she had said was, did Sarah have a chance to make the pecan pie? That was the first thing she said. And Dustin looked at me, and he could tell by my expression that he should not ask. And he got back on the phone and he said, no, Mom, I don't think she had a chance to make that. So the ending of the story is that I didn't get a chance to make the pecan pie. Ford was born on November 22nd. We celebrated Thanksgiving 2 days late. The Smileys all came, and Mrs. Smiley brought 4 varieties of pecan pie, and Dustin didn't eat a bite of any of them. was called over the Target loudspeaker the other day. I just thought I might as well embarrass you a little more. Sarah's smiling. She just comes to the main desk. Like, I know her.
She was there.
Sounds good story. Sharon and Kelly.